Maybe now. I don't know. I just had to do a whole bunch of reconnecting to get back on. Can you guys hear me? I see Big Rob Sacco. I see Sippy, 101 Wild Turkey. Let's see. Boom. There. Hit that button right there. Herb Dizzle, I see you in here. And Todd. Did you give yourself your own nickname? I did not. Let's see. Say it ain't so. West Coast Diner Bros. It is what it is. He breezes off doing his thing. I'm gonna do mine. I don't have any ill will towards that guy. I hope he does the best in life. You know, sometimes two personalities just ain't meant oil and water. You know, but shout out Breeze. Go check out his channel. He just did a really cool interview with a former Alaska member. I dug it. It was cool as hell. All right, so I've been seeing a bunch of stuff going on about these bike weeks, right? Well, in particular, the one at Cadillac Ranch. We'll run that down in a minute. But as I was doing that, I checked my email and somebody sent me uh, a news article on one of the Hells Angels from Omaha, which Omaha has always been a good charter, tough charter. And his name's Ryan Haye. And he's one of the main organizers for the Omaha Bike Week. Well, Ryan Haye uh, recently was hit by a woman. She had had too many to drink, like 0.15 or something like that. And now he leaves behind two children. If you're in the Omaha area, go to the Omaha Bike Week because all of the proceeds from the Omaha Bike Week are going to go to his family. Uh, put that out there. Oh, okay. All right, 101. I see you. What's up, Wild Bill? Kurt's amazing. What's good? Are you going to? Nope. I sure am not bullish. I'm leaving that one alone for right now. Let it work itself out and figure itself out before I have a better understanding of what's going on. I have been in touch with people up there to kind of get the gist of what's happening up there. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. What's up, Mike D? Bobby B, I see you. Iced out Rolly. Yeah. So as I obviously I did go onto his social media to see what kind of dude he looked like in his community. Man, that guy, listen, when I tell you for Ryan Haye, even the gym he goes to was like it's with our deepest sympathies that we find out today that Ryan Haye is gone to the upper room. Like businesses in his community were all shook by his untimely passing. So that tells you everything you need to know about somebody is when their whole community is mourning your loss, you done something right. So rest in peace to Ryan Haye. That sucks. It looks like a good one was lost there. Never met the guy. Uh, definitely wasn't on my radar or anything like that. But when this happens and then somebody sent it to me, shout out to the person that sent that to me too. Uh, give that man his flowers on his way out. You know what I'm saying? Because he deserves them. He earned them. And he leaves behind at least, I think, one small child, maybe two small children. And all right, YouTube's on some ho shit right now. Can you guys hear me now? YouTube's on some ho shit. Anyway, uh, then let's get to the Cadillac Ranch, right? Somewhere in like Connecticut, uh, I think it is, at this bar called Cadillac Ranch. It, if looking at it, I could have sworn, shout out 650 Hogs, I appreciate that. I could have sworn I saw a Baca tent in the background, which would make tons of sense, because from what I understand, it was a St. Jude's charity event that they were holding at this Cadillac Ranch bar. Anyway, it goes. There's a guy in his 20s. Um, I believe his name here, I got it written down here somewhere. His name's Chris, right? We'll just call him Chris. Uh, like 7 years ago or something, this dude, this is the story I'm gathering. This dude, there's a 40-something-year-old man. 7 years ago, this guy owns a bike shop, does work for this guy Chris. Chris didn't like to work, wanted a refund. This is 7 years ago. This has been ongoing, obviously. Well, the bike shop owner, him and his son go to the Cadillac Ranch, I guess, to pick up parts, is what they said. I don't know. Uh, maybe they just showed up to the bike week. Anyway, it goes. The shop owner and his son see this dude Chris, and they asses and elbows. They're trying to get the hell out of there, right? And Chris sees them. So I guess there's some sort of altercation or confrontation in the parking lot. At which point, from what I understand, at least from the reports that are out there and eyewitness testimony, I guess this Chris dude feeds the old man that owned the bike shop, punched him in his mouth. He goes down. From what I hear, then people from a club start putting the boots to the old man, and maybe trying to take off his cut or take off his jacket or whatever. Banger falls out, according to the reports. He's getting, the boots put to him. Banger falls out. Somehow, the dude Chris, who came up and fed it to him first, I believe it to be him. I'm not 100% on that because it never says directly that he's the one who caught one in the chest from the banger from the old man who was getting boots put to him on the ground. Anyway, it goes. Fire is opened and everything stops for a minute, and then more people jump in there and start putting the boots to this old man again until the cops come, break it up, take him to the hospital, to who I presume to be Chris, to the hospital with a GSW to the chest from the banger that the old man owned, but says that he isn't the one who lit it off. He's saying that he was on the ground being jumped when it went off and that it had fallen out of his holster or whatever. I mean, that's the gist of what I'm getting right now. I know that I presume Baca, because I believe I saw a Baca tent in the background of all of this happening. So I don't believe Baca was involved in the altercation so much. I think that they were just there. I know Diablos were there. What's the other one called? Let's see. Ruthless for Life, right? For me, I don't know. It's hard to call, right? If it was the old man who did it, he would be well within his rights if it was legal, if the banger was legal, which obviously it's got to be, or he's laying claim to ownership of it, so it has to be bought correctly and known, registered, right? If he owned that and he's the one who pulled it out and lit it off at this guy, You're being jumped by four people. It's okay to, from your back on the ground, to pull that thing out and get to work if you believe that your life's in danger. So why would he say that he didn't do it unless he didn't do it, right? But then it's like, okay, well, where was his kid? They were standing next to each other when this happened. That thing fell out. Is he covering for his kid? If so, I mean, I don't know how Connecticut gets down, so I can't really speak to the law in Connecticut, but I would think that if you're going to own something like that, that's about the situation when you should be able to use it. When a whole bunch of dudes are jump, say the youngster's the one who got it. You're just gonna, you're not supposed to do anything. You got that in your hand. They're jumping your dad. I don't know. I don't know. Seems kind of off to me. But anyway, it goes. The guy Chris and the old man are in the hospital. 8 men have been arrested. Three of them had on what I believe to be Diablo's MC cuts. Um, Obviously, those three were only charged with obstructing the police or something along those lines, basically hindering an investigation or something like that. They weren't involved in the actual getting down that I know of. Now, it could have been there's three in cuts and three with their shirts off. Obviously, the ones with their shirts off, their shirts were taken so they could be processed for evidence, right? Now, those could either be Ruthless for Life, Diablos, something like that. We have no clue because they weren't photoed with their cuts on. Um, there is footage that is coming out, and daily it seems like another angle is coming out. None of the footage starts before well after they light off the shot, whoever did, and old boy's just getting the boots put to him. Now, if you ask me, say I'm not saying that this is how it went. I'm just saying, in case it went like this, if the Diablos were standing back, this is between two dudes. A bunch of people jump on somebody, and somebody pulls out a banger and starts blasting. Diablos jump on that dude. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Even if the guy was in his well within his rights to light that off, it's still the Diablos. It's an active banger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do what you got to do to shut that down. If more Americans did that, there'd be less casualty when it comes to these events that have been happening around the country and in schools and things like that for the last decade, 15 years, whatever it's been. If more people would just jump on it. But we'll have to see. It's strict laws in Connecticut, says 650 Hogs. Um, Still though, if a guy is laying claim to it and they know that it's registered to him, I guess, yeah. Look, some of these states, and I don't want to get too political about things, but some of these states are crazy. Like, you're not even allowed to light off on somebody in your own home if they're robbing you in your home, and they have to like pull a weapon on you or something like that. You have to be in imminent danger of death or disfigurement. That's insane. That's insane. I prefer to live in states where the sheriff is thankful that you blew him back out the door because it's less paperwork for them. You know. What's up, Joey Tats? I see you, brother. I'm gonna call you. There's a lot going on the East Coast. Uh, we'll see how it all plays out. More southern East Coast though. But boy, that whole Wilmington thing is crazy. The whole East Coast OM thing is crazy. It's just crazy. We're playing golf on the Gulf of Britannia. Ops skipper. All right. Is that where the Open is? I call it the British Open, but I guess that's not. All right. So I haven't been on in probably a week. Scar's mom, she Scar comes and gets me, and she's like, "Mom passed out in her room." So I went. Well, I could tell you who's not paying attention to my live. Somebody calling me. Um, so I went in the room, and she had like standing. She fell backwards, passed out, broke her tailbone off. Like your tailbone's supposed to go like this. It's now like this at the end. It's insane. So yeah, been dealing with that. Had to go to the hospital. Daughter, not all shook, but shook. And now her mom's all injured up. So it's been one of those weeks where it's like, all right, kind of, I don't know, kind of like a blah ass week anyway, you know. So what's everybody up to tonight? What do we got going on in the world around you? There's a lot going on. I'm just not ready to talk about yet. Uh, for one reason or another, depending on what it all is. But there's a lot moving and shaking in the motorcycle club world right now. It's just not the time to talk about it. Let me see. Oh, this is on top messages. I need to put it on all messages. Does anyone really believe that I'm not on the level? Uh-oh. Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact, Mike. All right. Oh, I am, Sippy. I'm hanging in there. It's not a matter of hanging in there. It's just yeah, and really it's worse for her than it is for me. Like it doesn't matter anyway because I'm always going over there like with Scar and like I'm always with Scar as much as I can be. So it's fine. Like that's good. Dan James, how's the car situation going? Right, it's going splendid. We're well over $1,000, and now I'm just looking for that right one. You know, uh, if I basically match what we've raised so far, I can get a decent car. So now I'm just waiting for the right old lady to sell the right vehicle, and then boom. Because you don't want to buy something that's got like a like a blown head gasket or something like that. So all right. You see the smoke from our forest fires out here in Canada. Every look, half the United States population sees it and is breathing it. The rest of us get to watch it on the news. Thank God I haven't seen any in my area, but it's put what they say. They said it was like the purple category or something in I believe Pittsburgh. If I'm remembering correctly, it was earlier today, and or maybe it was Detroit. It's well past all that orange and red. It's into the purple now. That's how bad the air quality is in some of the states just from the fire. How big is that fire? Baltimore sees it. Maybe it was Baltimore then. Um, how big of an area is burning right now out there because it's got to be an immense amount of fire going on for that plume to get all the way basically down and across the northeast United States. Not too bad over here for once, West Coast Diner Bro says. Um, that's crazy too because the 2 years that I lived in California, it was constantly on fire. Like it was always on fire, and multiple places at multiple times. We're talking homes, canyons, mountainsides, entire valleys. Just it's crazy. So yeah, you guys earned a reprieve. I think it was probably a 5 year stretch of just crazy. There in Indiana, it sucks. Social Reject says. Um, well, yeah, because it's coming. Where is it burning in Canada too? All of northern Ontario. So is that where it's at? Jeez, that's insanity. How much? It's like you remember Mount St. Helens when it erupted in. Well, you probably don't. I don't. I was alive. I was in that area like 100, 200 miles something north at Whidbey Island, but I was like a month old. So I don't remember it. I just remember hearing about the ash. And that ash went all the way across to Detroit, I think. And this is a lot like that with the smoke. It's just going clear across the United States, thousands of miles. Oh, they think it's deliberate or what do they call them? Unhomed, unhoused. May of 1980. Yeah, I was born in April of 1980, so I was like a month old. And my dad, he was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Tennessee, in like Shelby County, Tennessee, right? So I was born there in it's not Memphis, it's God, I always forget the name of the town that I was born in because it doesn't mean nothing to me. I've never even been there or seen it besides when I was born there. Like Middleton, I think, or something like that. So my mom has me at the hospital there, and within a month we're at Whidbey Island, and my brother was born out there, so we were out there for like 5 years. But yeah, I do remember some of Whidbey Island. I remember like the ferry and the big ass chocolate chip cookies. I think we were like 5 back then, so maybe they were just seemed bigger because I was small, but big ass cookies. And the school, we'd like fly kites and stuff like that. It was cool. At least in my head, in my memories, it was a cool place. Puzzles across the sound. Yeah. Manitoba is like driving through Kansas and Oklahoma. Saskatchewan and Manitoba is like driving through Kansas and Oklahoma, flat and like farmland. Look, I remember driving through Nebraska one time, and you could start to see the silhouette of the Rockies, right? And we still drove for hours and hours after we saw the silhouette of the Rockies, and nothing but cornfields, nothing but just fields. It was crazy. Well, Nebraska has some nice places though. Um, Kansas, what was it? The southeastern tip of Kansas was crazy with the rolling hills and these big boulders that are like stuck in it. But other than that, all of Kansas is insane. It's like you can see why tornadoes just rip through there. The prairies, yeah. Even even in Colorado on the plains, it's all flat out there too. With a couple of little foothills here and there, but it's nothing like the Colorado that you would think with Rocky Mountains, like Colorado Springs or Denver or places like that, Fort Collins or whatever it's called. Some decent women out east. Well, I don't know. I don't have that in me anymore. It hasn't turned out too good for me. So I just don't got time for it, man. It's not a part of my life anymore right now. I don't even think about it. Damn, you were born in 1980. I was. My first girl was in 79, so I was probably chopping broccoli. Hey, you know, I feel old. 46 years old, man. No, no, what's up? That's okay. That's okay. Everybody's got an OG out there. Although the number of people that are older than you on Earth will never be more than it is right this moment, for what that's worth. A nice Italian girl or Puerto Rican girl, go ahead and get yourself booked. Oh no, them Italian girls are wild too. At least the New York Italian ones, the ones in my head that I'm thinking of. But then again, I guess I'm probably biased because I watched Jersey Shore a lot growing up. And yeah, I said it. I don't care. If you didn't, you missed out on a lot of funny shit. Afghani tie seeds that I got from some boys that ride motorcycles. That's right. Have you ever rode a bike or a Harley Davidson? You strike me as a lowrider, street guy. Got to get you on a bike and get riding for the interviews. Yes, I have ridden, and yes, I've ridden Harleys. I've ridden just about everything you can think of. Not much into street bikes because I don't like laying forward. I don't like that forward feeling, but uh, I don't know, man. I'm against the grain kind of dude, bro. I'll go buy a Vulcan or something like that. I know it's blasphemy on this show, and you're not supposed to say that. It's like you know, Voldemort is the word you're not allowed to say around here, but I was thinking about it. But at the same time, I'm a father. I've been a father my whole life, it feels like. And now I'm just started over being a father basically a few years back. Yeah, I don't want to be like my dad and get taken out in an accident. It doesn't sound fun. OC714, what's good, my boy? Rick, did you have hair like Polly D? No, no. Listen, that was a generation basically after, well, I bet they're right around the same age, but we were more in the slick back with the gel, kind of not greaser style though. We would cut our own hair a lot too, just and then leave all this up top and just slick it back or get a little cowlick going or whatever back in the day. Y'all don't want to see. I had I had crazy hair growing up. Let's see. Y'all would be surprised. Bamboozle. OC, 41 months you've been a member of this channel, OC. That's almost 4 years, bro. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see. Pull up some of these pictures. I'll show you guys me with hair back in the day when I was young, though. Let's see if it's in here. Oh, yeah. Y'all want to see some pictures of Rick with hair? Let's go. Look, there's some picture of Rick with some hair when I was like, I don't know, probably in my 20s or something. How y'all like that? Bro, I had hair. Let's see. Me with my first son back in the day. Look at that. And that hair was all the way down to my neck. And we would just shave it all around. It's a real let's be honest kind of cut these days though. They went and stole our shit. Yeah, Rick had hair. And then I didn't. And then it just stopped. It said, "Nah, fool, we're done with you," and took off, bounced on me. You can't live life if you're no. No, that's true, 101. Uh that's very true. And let's be honest, I'm on borrowed time anyway, bro. I've done way too much to my body. I've lived a very full life. I've broken many, many bones. I've been in many, many situations that are just out of control, crazy situations in my life. I've seen almost all of the lower 48, at least in the United States. I've been out of the country before and seen like Belize and stuff like that. Like I've lived a full life. So, your own mortality, I never worry about that. I worry more for my daughter than I do for me, right? Because, I mean, let's be real about it. You guys have watched me when I have my daughter and when I don't have my daughter. And it's two completely different people, right? I am unhinged and just about the fuckery when I have zero responsibilities in the world. And that's just because I don't worry about the day that I get sent to the upper room. Don't worry about it. I'm 35 and never broke a bone, Trey Roberts says. Bro, I've broken so I've at least I've never broken any spine or backbone or neck or any of that. Um all my fingers, of course, but that's kind of a normal thing I think for guys. Uh Both of my hands, this one's been broke multiple times. Both of my ankles were broke at the same time. I had a fracture in my leg where my between my knee and my shin from kicking a dashboard one time in an accident when we were T-boned. Boom. Had my elbow all banged up. Didn't get it checked out though. So I can't claim that as broken. Just all of that kind of stuff is. I don't think I've ever broken a wrist though, or an arm. I have never broken an arm. But ribs, oh, bro. I still have a permanent indention in my ribs right here where it just goes and then it goes in from fighting growing up. Somebody probably whacked me with something in the middle of a fight, and that'll always forever be there. My son said, Dad, you didn't lose your hair. It just moved to your shoulders and back. Bro, I ain't even going bullshit. That's a true statement, too. It's bullshit. Never had to worry about that in my life. I swear to God, the other day I felt a hair right here and plucked that thing off. That thing was that long. I said, "What the hell? I need to get me a wax or a woman." That's crazy. All from one hair though, and it was just one little strand of one little hair just chilling in the middle of my shoulder right here. What the hell's that about? Bullshit, man. God's on that fuck shit. I've been riding so much and getting the sore wrists, bones and fingers from the clutch, ass cheeks too. It ain't easy. Hammering the throttle. Yeah. Let's see. No. Look into Elite Moto Tech. They make dope easy pull levers. Oh, there you go. Shout out to them. That's West Coast Diner Bros. Elite Moto Tech. Definitely. Shout out prestigious underscore labs. Shout out Sean Watson. I don't know who we're representing from the Sean Watson um, stable of clothing at this point, but Sean Watson's the guy I roll with. Whoever he's rolling with, that's who I get my shirts from. So shout out White Car, I believe, is the name of the clothing brand. Go look at it on Instagram. I have an Evo clutch with a super heavy spring, and it was noticeably different. See? And It's like this. It used to be fun to do stuff like that. Just go tear off across the planet, and I don't know. It's just I don't got that in me anymore. I don't have that urge to go do it. I have more of an urge right now to go skydiving, which is a real urge. Um, Even with what happened in Missouri recently, like I've really been thinking about going in skydiving. I've never been. I want to go do it. It just sounds like something I need to check off my bucket list. So Laguna Seca was fun last weekend. Good times. Harley won both days. There you go. Um, do you guys see Neptune's Net? It's the restaurant off of PCH, I believe. It was the one in Fast and the Furious when he raced like whatever that was, a Ferrari and or Lambo or whatever it was, and they pull into that restaurant. That's Neptune's Net. It's a known stomping ground for clubs, right? For specific clubs, especially like on the weekends they go there, they do wheelies, they do all kinds of cool stuff like that, right? Kind of a cool hangout spot. Well, it looks like somebody got into it with somebody else, and somebody got booked or blasted at, and they arrested members of a certain motorcycle club near the Ventura County line, basically leaving that area. So there'll be more news that comes out on that as it comes out. I don't want to be the first one speaking too much on it. It's already in the news, but that's basically the gist of what they're saying. And in that game, you got to know if you make a mistake, it's going to be a real quick, like a bug on a windshield. Listen, no, that's right. Jump off those. Oh, the squirrel suits. Listen. I don't want to do it, but I do. I have a guilty pleasure of watching it for sure. I watched the dudes in the flying squirrel suits, like, and then glide down through past. I mean, sometimes it feels like they're this high off of the cliff that they're floating over, basically, to that landing spot. Ah, I think by the time I would want to do something like that, I'll be way too old to do something like that. I promise you that. Skydiving, bro, go on IMAX or something. Big Rob Sacto says, yeah, like what's the one at Disneyland out in California that blasts you with like the smell of oranges and the smell of ocean and stuff like that? What is that? Soaring. Like that ride, like that IMAX where it stacks you up and then floats you through California, basically. Yeah. VR for that on the Magic Mushies would be okay. So now we're getting into a different conversation though. Now we're talking about skydiving with Magic Mushies. First, I would need to go completely sober a couple of times probably. Then I'd probably be down as fuck to eat at 8, jump on a plane, just get out of it. Yeah, those guys are professionals for sure. I'm just here for a good time. Very hot out here. Amazing town. Oh yeah. Who's that? Fair Edingram. Oh, Fareed Ingram. Nailed that. I feel like I got that in 3 tries, and that's a win right there. Yeah, it's hot as hell. Uh, Listen, I've lived in one place that's hotter than Vegas, and that's Phoenix. And then above that is like Death Valley or Tucson. Tucson's brutal too, though. But it's not the hottest I've ever been in my life. You need to take your butt to northern Arkansas in the middle of a summer day where it's humid but not raining. I've seen it. I swear to God, it was like 105 or I think it was 105 when I was out there with BMF with 100% humidity, and that is the worst, most disgusting heat I've ever felt in my life was in Arkansas. Nice hat. Thank you. I am a true Diamondbacks fan, not no fair weather. Listen, I like them when they had AJ Pollock and they wasn't doing nothing, right? When Miggy was behind the plate catching. Yeah. Gonzo? Hey, we all love Gonzo. I have some bobbleheads somewhere. They must be in the storage unit, or maybe I lost them by now. Who knows? But I have a Gonzalez. I went to Gonzalez's number ceremony. I went to Johnson's because I lived out in Phoenix then. Randy Johnson's number retirement ceremony out there. We got the bobbleheads for him. It was fun. Big unit, yeah, yeah. Schilling. It's cool because the Diamondbacks look. They bring everybody who played in their organization ends up being a part of their organization somehow in the office afterwards. All of the real hard, the hardliners. I guess you would call them. Randy was my favorite pitcher, then Kurt Schilling. That's right. Nah, who was the old boy that used to? Yeah, look like a mad dog. What was his name? God, I have his autograph somewhere. I just saw him walking. I was like, "Hey, sign this." This was game one. Boom. Oh yeah, we got this from a player. Kept a little major league. There's his little number right there. Boom. Couldn't tell you who it is right now. I'd have to look it up, but he's from the pitching. He's like a reliever or something. Obviously, didn't get much play time. Didn't last in the organization, but it happens. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to go live, see how everybody's doing tonight. Talk about these bike weeks. Rest in peace again to Ryan Haye. It sounds like they lost a really good man, besides just a club member or a biker or any of that. A father, you know what I'm saying? And he seemed to be a really good man who was loved by his community. And that's really the pinnacle of it's not about how many people tell you you're cool. It's how many people miss you when you're gone, right? That's kind of the pinnacle. And at least he's getting a bunch of love in his passing. So yeah, thank you, Big Rick. Oh hell yeah, thank you. OHHHK. Oh oh HK HHK Powers and Performance. Go check that. I'll code check you out after this. Sorry, the name stunned me. Put the Stone Cold Stunner on me, trying to put my final line in right there. Just dropped me. Thank you for coming to Vegas Profile Stories. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you next time.